See, our fears and anger and anxiety and negative thought loops, they all make sense. They all hide behind a personality that we still somehow believe to be just the way we were born. Hi there, I'm Anne-Katrin, and I'm occasionally awake. I'm here to help you inspire your awakenings, heal yourself, and reawaken your life. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. We grow up learning and internalizing the skills and traits that are practical, that are appropriate, and sometimes even life-saving, in order to make the best of our environment and the people in our lives. It's a process of mapping out the life essentials, what we need to do or avoid, to say or conceal, in order to create or maintain the utmost level of safety, love, worth, and connection. These concepts of safety, love, and connection, though universal at their core, are very subjective, because they are often conditional with regards to our very individual experience with them. See, childhood is a time of utmost dependence on our parents, our caretakers, on adults in general, and on the rules set by the grown-ups around us. The rules and structures we grow up in are the direct result of our caretakers' personal experiences with the concepts of love and connection and safety, and the conditions that they both experienced and continue to set for them. What emerges from any single childhood is a complex and individualized configuration of best practices, communication patterns, and coping strategies. We call that personality. I refer to it as an identity configuration, as our ego, as the sense of I that is both stabilized, constructed, and reconstructed by our connections and relation to other people, and the patterns and strategies that we convey accordingly. Our identity configuration or personality provides our social and mental codes. It determines how we relate to any given thing or concept in the world around us. It determines how we relate to different people, concepts, things, activities, values. It determines how we handle authorities, discourse, decisions, relationships of any kind. It determines what we approve of and affirm, and what we judge and reject. Our identity configuration or personality is the standard preset configuration according to which we speak, think, act, feel, love, and relate. I'm so glad you're here right now. So if you enjoyed this, please make sure to like and subscribe to become occasionally awake with me. No configuration is perfect. It emphasizes certain concepts and ideas while disregarding or even repulsing others. This is a matter of focus. If your focus is on survival, it cannot be on relaxation at the same time. If your focus is on hustle, it cannot be on leisure at the same time. For example, let's say you've been raised in an environment where attention was distributed according to achievement, hard work, and effort. You might have learned that you are lovable and worthy of connection only when you live up to that expectation. You likely take that individualized concept of conditional love into your relationships, into your romantic partnerships, your friendships, and your self-concept. This way, our focus is preset on autopilot. That is, until we begin to consciously question, deconstruct, and recalibrate it. Ever thought about your active focus points? They can be hard to spot and might require a high level of self-awareness because they tend to hide behind necessities. Using our example again, this could mean that you end up in a very demanding job where you work overtime regularly and are close to a burnout. Still, you might see no way out because your work is irreplaceable. You also need the money you make in order to sustain your living standard. And there's just no way you could work less. In this example, you've created your life around constructed necessities that conceal the fact that the status quo, although draining, is your way to try to maintain a sense of self-worth, according to the concept of self-worth and lovability that you've learned. You see how our personality or identity configuration also becomes the source of our challenges and struggles. and how these struggles always remain a logical, coherent product of our individual life experience. See, our fears and anger and anxiety and negative thought loops, they all make sense. From our preset perspective, from our identity configuration, we are often unable to see the connections between our experiences and our fears, our worries, our coping strategies, and our safety management. They all hide behind a personality that we still somehow believe to be just the way we were born. When negative emotional patterns and coping strategies stand alone, all by themselves, derived of any context because we are unaware of that context, then they share our birth date but have no beginning of their own. If there is no beginning to them, they stand alone, isolated as part of our personality, our personal setup. Once our patterns and once the dysregulated nervous system hides behind that personality, they appear to be out of the question. They become just who we are, and we adapt that belief, well, I guess that's just who I am, can't do much about that. They easily become not only who we are, but also who we are going to be. And so these negative emotions or struggles or repeating patterns become our natural frame of reference. Little disclaimer here, I'm not saying we need to be fixed in any way. And indeed, the desire to be fixed can sometimes hide as part of the journey of personal development and become a spiritually elaborate form of escapism. See, we don't need to fix anything. My point here is that retrieving the connections between negative emotions and their cause, between coping strategies and the situations that caused these strategies to become necessary in the first place, can help us meet ourselves with more compassion and love. In the understanding of causality and coherence, we get to feel into and choose the parts of our personality that we would like to work on. The rigid problem parts of ourselves can turn into creative projects, into flexible parts that we can choose to work with, to either love and accept or to love and adjust. Please include the love part in any of your approaches. So how can we meet ourselves with love and change any part at all? For now, let me just say that one way to approach this is through practices of identity shifting and self-inquiry. Ways to help us find and apply a new logic to old patterns. This new logic can then become the seed for a redirected coherence in our thoughts, feelings, and actions. The obvious might be hidden in plain sight, but at the end of the day, all it needs is our conscious questioning of the status quo, of our personality, our conscious observation and deconstruction of our personal identity configuration, which then allows for us to begin the process of creative recalibration of the parts that we would like to work on, while accepting and appreciating all of the parts that have helped us in their specific ways according to our individual identity configuration to maintain that safety, that love, that worth and connection according to what we've learned. Got any occasional awakenings yet? Please let me know in the comments below which insight you take away from today's video and which focus in your life could use a fresh perspective. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. This video is related to the awakening to the ego self. If you want more insights on the 4 types of awakenings and how to experience them in your life occasionally, visit me at occasionallyawake.com to inspire your awakenings. Bye.